You've felt it before, haven't you? That subtle weight pressing down on your chest even when nothing is holding you back. You move freely, yet something unseen restrains you. No prison bars, no guards, and still, you are not free. They told you this was life. Go to school, get a job, follow the script, smile when you're told, sleep when you're tired, and wake up to repeat the cycle. Freedom, they said, was yours. But if it were true, why do you feel so hollow, even when everything seems fine? It's the invisible chain, the kind that doesn't wrap around your body but coils tightly around your thoughts. A cage so perfect you've forgotten it's there. You confuse the absence of pain with the presence of freedom. But deep down, you know the difference. This is why you've always felt restless. Why moments of silence haunt you more than the noise. Because in the silence you hear the glitch, the whisper that says, this isn't real. That something inside you is being suffocated by a system that pretends to give you choices. And that's the paradox. You walk the streets without shackles, but every step feels pre-written. You laugh, but the laughter feels rehearsed. You breathe, but the air feels borrowed. You're chained not by iron, but by illusion. Once you sense the chains, you begin to see the stage. Look around you. The lights, the sets, the costumes. Everything you were taught to call normal is part of a carefully constructed play. The actors don't even know they're acting, yet they never drop the mask. They sold you the dream of success, of fitting in, of being somebody. But notice how every dream looks the same: a house, a car, a job, a smile for the cameras. Did you ever wonder why your desires look identical to theirs? Because they were never yours. They were scripted. The daily routine, the endless chase for money, status, approval, all of it is choreography. A theater designed to keep you moving, never questioning. The applause you chase is hollow, but you still run toward it, afraid of silence, afraid of being the only one who sees the emptiness. And this is the cruelest trick, the illusion of choice inside a script already written. They let you pick the color of your cage. They let you decorate the mask, but the play remains the same. You are taught to believe that obedience is freedom, when in truth, it's sedation. Now you begin to notice the cracks. The smiles that look rehearsed, the eyes that look empty, the conversations that repeat like broken records. And for the first time, you see the theater for what it is: not life, but performance. Not freedom, but programming. You think your mind is yours. But tell me, when was the last time you had a thought that wasn't given to you? The Matrix doesn't just surround you. It writes itself into you. The advertisements, the news, the voices around you, all fragments of code slipped quietly into your subconscious. Every desire you chase, every fear you hide from, has been rehearsed 1,000 times before you ever felt it. You believe you chose your path, but the truth is harsher. You were led to it, not by force, but by repetition, by the constant drip of programming disguised as normality. Look closely. Why do you want what you want? Is it truly yours, or did it echo from someone else's lips, someone else's screen, someone else's dream? The Matrix doesn't lock you in a room, it builds a room inside your mind and convinces you it's the world. And that's why escape feels impossible, because the prison isn't external. It's inside you. You carry it with you wherever you go, in your words, your habits, your desires. The code repeats until you believe it's who you are, but it isn't too. The cruel genius of the Matrix is this: it convinces you that your obedience is freedom, that your distractions are joy, and that your silence is peace. But you know better. You feel the static under the surface, the glitch that whispers, "This thought is not mine." And so, when the code tightens its grip, it doesn't do it with violence. It does it with comfort, safety, stability, the illusion that nothing is wrong because nothing seems broken. That's the cage you've mistaken for home. The Matrix knows that pain awakens, so it numbs you with small pleasures. A glowing screen, a steady paycheck, a predictable routine. Enough to quiet your rebellion, to make you believe you don't need more, to make you accept sedation as life. But comfort is the sharpest weapon. Because once you're comfortable, you stop asking questions, you stop searching, you surrender your hunger for truth in exchange for the ease of repetition. And without realizing it, you've been domesticated. Notice how the world rewards compliance with comfort and punishes awareness with isolation. The one who questions is labeled difficult, unstable, broken. But the one who obeys is celebrated, promoted, praised. Do you see the design now? Comfort isn't kindness, it's control. And here lies the paradox you've always felt. The safer you are, the emptier you feel. Because deep down, you weren't born for sedation. You were born to burn with awareness, to tear apart the curtain and face reality raw. Comfort may keep you alive, but it keeps you asleep. The moment of awakening is never soft. It doesn't arrive like a gentle sunrise. It crashes into you like a storm, shattering every illusion you once clung to. You begin to see that the dreams you carried were planted, the choices you made were scripted, and the beliefs you defended were never truly yours. And when this realization hits, it hurts. It feels like betrayal, because in truth it is. They betrayed your trust long before you even knew what trust meant. They molded your innocence into obedience, and they told you it was love. At first you resist the clarity. You want to close your eyes again, to return to the comfort of the dream, to the routine that felt safe. But once you've seen the cracks in the facade, you can't unsee them. The laughter you once enjoyed sounds artificial. The promises you once believed taste bitter. Even the mirror no longer reflects who you thought you were. The shock of lucidity is violent because it demands a death, the death of the self that the system created for you. And yet, in that death, there is birth. Lucidity strips away not only illusions, but also excuses. No longer can you say, "I didn't know." You know now. And knowledge is heavy. It weighs on you because it requires action. To know and do nothing is to willingly crawl back into the cage. To know and still obey is to chain yourself. And that is why so many fear lucidity, because it removes the luxury of ignorance. The loneliness comes next. You look around and realize most people don't want to wake up. They don't want to see what you see, because truth is not convenient. It doesn't sell well, it doesn't promise comfort, it doesn't blend into the crowd. You find yourself isolated, set apart, walking a path that few dare to walk. This isolation is not punishment, it's proof of your awakening. You are no longer part of the herd. You've stepped out of the dream. And though the shock cuts deep, though the solitude feels unbearable at times, this is the threshold. You stand on the edge of two worlds. One of illusions that pretends to protect you, and one of truth that will demand everything from you. And it is here, in this moment of lucidity, that you must decide whether the pain of seeing is worth the price of being free. The Matrix doesn't rob you with force, it robs you with stories. It whispers in your ear from the moment you're born, telling you who you are, what you should want, how you should behave. It steals your essence not by taking it, but by covering it with layers of falsehood until you forget it was ever there. You don't remember when it happened because it wasn't a single moment. It was thousands of small lies stitched into the fabric of your identity. Think about it. Who told you what success means? Who told you what's beautiful, what's worthy, what's acceptable? Who convinced you that your value depends on status, on possessions, on approval? Every script you play was handed to you, rehearsed into your mind until you believed it was your reflection. But what if it never was? What if the person you've been playing is nothing more than a mask designed to keep you from discovering your real face? That is the theft no one speaks about. Not the theft of money, not the theft of freedom, but the theft of you, the real you. The one who existed before the conditioning, before the programming, before the cages disguised as choices. They didn't need to break you. They only needed to convince you that you were already broken. They didn't need to silence you. They only needed to convince you that silence was safer. And so you walk through life as a shadow of yourself, a role in someone else's play. You defend beliefs that were never yours. You chase goals that never came from your heart. You wear masks so often that you no longer recognize your own reflection. And yet, somewhere deep inside, there's a flicker, a faint pulse of memory, a whisper reminding you that you were not born to be a character in their script. You were born to write your own. To reclaim your stolen identity is not easy. It requires peeling away the layers of falsehood one by one until only raw truth remains. It requires courage to face yourself without costumes, without applause, without the validation of the system. But once you do, you will see it clearly. You were never powerless. You were programmed to forget your power. And now, it's time to remember. If everything you've lived so far has been programming, then you must understand this truth. Code can be rewritten. The Matrix is not a destiny etched in stone. It is a system of instructions, repeated until they became belief, and belief became your reality. But you are not just a receiver of code, you are a creator of it. And the moment you realize this, the chains begin to fracture. Reprogramming does not start with the world outside you. It starts in silence, deep within. Every thought you allow, every emotion you choose to feed, every vision you hold in your mind is a line of code etched into the fabric of your being. When you repeat fear, fear expands. When you repeat doubt, doubt multiplies. But when you repeat awareness, when you align your thoughts with lucidity, a different code emerges. One that is not theirs, one that is yours. This is why the Matrix works so hard to keep you distracted. It fears the moment you stop scrolling, stop consuming, stop numbing yourself, and begin to listen. Because when you listen, truly listen, you begin to rewrite. You begin to delete what no longer belongs to you. You begin to install new patterns, patterns born from your own essence, not the system's design. And you must know, it will resist. The system is clever. It will whisper that you are powerless, that change is impossible, that you are just one among billions. But remember this, the system itself is afraid of you, because one awakened mind is enough to corrupt the entire program. One lucid human is enough to remind the rest that they are not broken, not helpless, not slaves to the script. So when the call comes, and it always comes, do not ignore it. The urge to break free, to live differently, to see beyond the curtain is not madness. It is memory. It is your true self reminding you that you were never meant to obey, you were meant to awaken. And now we arrive at the moment you've always known was coming, the choice. You can't unsee what you've seen, and you can't unknow what you now know. The Matrix is real. It weaves itself into every detail of your life, blinding you with illusions of comfort, normality, and control. But once your eyes have opened, the path splits before you. You can return to sleep, or you can walk into the unknown. Returning to sleep is tempting. It means safety, familiarity, applause from those still trapped in the play. It means you won't stand out, won't be questioned, won't carry the burden of lucidity. But it also means you will live as an echo, not as a voice. You will survive, but you will not exist. You will perform, but you will not create. And deep down, you will always know that you traded freedom for sedation. Walking into the unknown is terrifying. It requires courage to burn the scripts, to abandon the masks, to embrace solitude. It requires faith in yourself, faith in the whisper that never left you, the whisper that told you this is not real. And yes, it will hurt. It will tear away the illusions you once cherished. But on the other side of that pain lies the raw, unfiltered truth of who you are. And that is worth everything. The decision cannot be delayed forever. Every day you choose, whether consciously or not. Every thought, every silence, every compromise either strengthens the matrix or breaks it. And the more you awaken, the more you realize the system never truly had power over you. It only had the power you agreed to give it. The choice has always been yours. And now, I want to ask you, what do you see when you look at your own life? Do you recognize the illusions that once blinded you? Have you ever felt that emptiness, that whisper inside, telling you this is not the life you were meant to live? Share with me your thoughts in the comments, because your story matters, and you are not alone in this path. You are special, and your awakening matters more than you realize. If these words touched you, leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and share this message with those who are ready to hear it. And don't stop here. The next video waiting on your screen is not just another piece of content. It is the continuation of this awakening, the next fragment of truth. Watch it. Let the path unfold.